So waterbenders can blood bend. Firebenders can bend, lightning. Earthbenders can bend metal. Now we got the next level for airbending. Fartbending. And you see how effective it is in this episode. Anyway, this is your boy MangaMiyn. Welcome to the channel where anime and manga means more. And this time we're reviewing The Legend of Korra, episode 10. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. We start off with Mako. He's watching Korra sleep. You know what that means? An Asami peeps game. Now this little transaction is going to go on throughout the whole episode. So anyway, everybody's eating, right? We're talking about Tenzin, his kids, Lin, Pema, Bolin, Mako, Korra. Mako's sitting next to Korra, right? But he's sitting on the other side of the table from Asami. You know what that leads into. Anyway, Tenzin's talking to Korra. She lets him in on a little information about Tarlock and everything else. But when they go into the kitchen, Asami finally confronts Mako. She says, yo, I know what happened. I know you kissed Korra. What's going on? She said, what? Mako says, what? Ben Lin, Bay Long. Bolin told you that, didn't he? She's like, man, it ain't got nothing to do with this. You did it, you know, you already know how that happened. Do you have feeling for Korra? It's complicated now. I do have, basically he's saying, yeah, I got feeling for Korra, but don't leave me. I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna, hold on to you until I'm finished with you. You know, that old crap. I don't get that. I think because he's, the bad guy, or quote unquote bad guy, he's not really a bad guy, but because he's the bad guy, the dog women always complain about, that's why they want them. I don't get that. Women always complain about this guy's but that's always the guy they go for. But anyway, that's why they're going for Mako. So Tenzin, he goes ahead and heads out and he asks Lin Bei Fong, he said, yo, can you hold it down while I'm not here? And she said, okay. Pema gets it, right? Pema gets her, right? She makes Lin give, what's his name? Lilo a bath. And she's like, oh man, this ain't what I came here to do. I came to protect, keep everybody, safe. I ain't got nothing to do with babysitting and stuff like that, but that's what wound up happening. But anyway, the Equals finally are on the attack. They're serving everybody, the council, they've taken the council down. And you can see how one of the guys in the council is acting. He's a drone. I don't get how they got boneheads on that council like that. You know what I'm saying? It's on the only people on the council that had the mind of their own was Tarlock and Tenzin. That was it. But anyway, they attack. They beat everybody. The only ones left is Tenzin. They go for Tenzin. Tenzin serves them up. Told you, Tenzin can fight. Next thing we see, Sato and Amon, they're bombing the city. And they're planning to take over. Now I'm thinking to myself, why would they be bombing the city? I mean, that doesn't seem like, I understand he's a revolutionist and he's trying to, take over. But it didn't seem like he would have to do that. And Amon doesn't seem like the person that would do it. Risk innocent people. So that kind of threw me off. But they did make sense of it a little while later in the episode. Next thing, Team Avatar heads out and Mako's got problems. He's getting ready to get in the car, and Masami, she says, get in the back of Korra. Now you know he got problems. So anyway, they get to, they're going towards, the council building, whatever, city hall, whatever that building is, and Tenzin and them, they're getting into it. So Amon's Equalists are trying to take over, the Capitol building, whatever building, I can't remember what it's called. They're sending like gas in there. And you find out that the police are like, they said, well, but we're short on hands. That's what the bombing was for. Police going all across the city trying to figure out these little problems. He got the whole, their security spread it out and scattered. And that way it was making it easier for him to attack certain people. So anyway, he took over the building. He gassed them out. Tenzin, he makes like this little vortex or whatever so everybody can, not breathing that gas and make it out the building. The Equals are waiting and they bust everybody up. They got those sentinels with the metal magnets on them and they're taking out the metal benders. The only person left is Tenzin. Tenzin's putting in work, but they did get him. They hit him with this metal claw. Put a dent in his chest. So Team Avatar finally shows up. They take out the sentinels and whatnot and they save Tenzin. But Tenzin's like, okay, we got to do yada 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 such and such, and he says good thing, blah 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 blah. But guess what? Amon was going to the temple. He says, no, my family's safe. And guess what you call him? I think it was Mako. He said, look up. The blimps is going to the temple. And I think the reason why they were going to the temple is because Tenzin was probably the only, like, in that city, at that point in time, he's the only threat. Him and Korra. Nobody else could stand between Sato and the mine. That's it. So I guess that they were trying to get to the family to take out Tenzin. When Amon gets to the temple, and they send in the equalists, you know, and the people with the electric gauntlets and whatnot, the baby is on the way. Couldn't have been the worst time. Lin Bei Fong, she does whatever she could to try to protect, you know, the temple. She can't beat everybody. That dude, what's his name, Chief or whatever, or General or whatever, the guy, what you call him, right-hand man, that Bolin called the mustache guy, puts in work, takes Lin out. But Tenzin trained his kids good. His two daughters, they go in there, you know, what's her name, Iki, you know, and the other one, something, I can't remember the other one's name. They go in there, they put in work, they take out the general, whatever. Then my boy Lilo comes in there, I think that's his name. He gets in there, Fartbending, and I thought at first that was all he was going to do. He can fight. Then he did that little, it was kind of nostalgic because you see all the kids are using that air ball that, you know, Aang used to always use. So that was kind of nostalgic, and he uses it, like, surrounds himself with it, makes it like shockwave and knocks the equalists out. He trained his kids good. I didn't think they was going to be able to fight like that, but they could. Tenzin baby's born, and they named him Roland. I thought they was going to name the baby Aang. I guess, you know, just because the rites of passage, you know, I don't know. You know, just because that's, you know, his dad was Aang, I name him after my granddad, after my dad, yada, yada, yada. They named him Roland. But anyway, Tenzin said, yo, we got to get out of here. We got to regroup. I'm going to call in reinforcements. And then we're going to hit Amon hard later on. But we can't take them on right now. So, Tenzin and Lin, they bail. Then Team Avatar bail. Now, Team Avatar, they get confronted by the mustache guy that Bolin calls him. And they, what's his name? Polar Bear Dog. I can't remember her name. With them. Swipes the guy out the way. They go under the water. And next thing they're traveling far away from the, or far enough away from the temple. And they wind up in the sewer somewhere, you know, like a drainage pipe. What you call them? Lin and Tenzin, they're heading out. They're trying to bring in reinforcements and whatnot. Remember the guy at the end? They're trying to bring in reinforcements. What you call them? The blimps are catching up. Lin sacrificed herself. I couldn't believe at the end, what you call them? She sacrificed herself. She takes out one of the blimps. The other blimps turn around, I guess, to get the equalists and whatnot off that blimp before, you know, it just crashes. Save the people that's working with them. I don't think they're just going to leave the people. And so that's why I think both of the blimps stop. And then Amon says, once they captured Lin after she sabotaged him, he says, I'll let you keep your bending if you let me know where Tenzin and them are. Let me know where Korra is. I think he said Tenzin. Let me know where Tenzin went to. You know what I'm saying? And I'll let you keep your bending. And she said, nah. She said, I'm ride or die. You had to take it. And he takes her bending. I did not think that she was going to lose her bending. Now, we cut to that drainage pipe. Korra and Mako, they're walking together. He's holding all on the Korra like, yeah. And we call him Asami. He's looking. He's still just, as he's walking, you know, with Korra. And you see that look in her face. She's like, all right. And you see she's pissed. Now, after that, we cut to this scene where there's some ships coming in. And guess who it is? General Iroh. Alright, but anyway, good episode. Reason being, like I said, it's set up for the next episode where I think Korra is going to learn airbending. Now, at the end, you see General Iroh. You know who that is. Listen to the voice. Look how he looks. That's Zuko's boy. So I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's Zuko's boy, and his name General Iroh. He's named after my second favorite character from the first Avatar. You remember Iroh, Uncle Iroh, whatever his name? he named his son after him. I like that, man. And you can see how in Avatar, the first one, how Zuko started to admire, you know, Iroh. He really started to admire him. That's why it seemed like a perfect choice to name his son after him. You know what I'm saying? And Iroh comes in like a beast. He's ready for war. I guess he's like, okay, they messed with my dad's people, whatever. But anyway, he's coming in ready for war. Now, we already know Asami and Mako is done. Now, this is my thing. I don't know if she's going to... She might end up with Bolin because she might want revenge. Or she might... Remember, she was a big fan of the Five Fairies and pro-bending. I think that if she would have ran into Bolin first, she might have made the same move she did with... Tenzin. With Mako. So she might wind up with Bolin or whatever. But that little whole situation with Korra and Mako and Asami and everything, and Bolin, that's going to be awkward. And plus, they all after the same ones. That's what happens in real life. Either the guy wants the girl that doesn't want him, or they want the jerk or whatever, something like that. That's just how it happens. But I don't know what's going to happen between Asami and Bolin. But if something does happen, she might want revenge against Mako, because you see she's mad. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to go down. But she didn't turn, like, remember how fast that this Legend of Korra is going? So if she would have turned, I would have think that she would turn by this episode. You know what I'm saying? Because it's moving so fast. But she hasn't. So maybe she's not going to turn, but it still could happen in the last couple episodes. You see, she might get mad at Korra. She said that I'm cool with Korra, but you know how that happens. People say I'm cool with somebody, that means that they're mad at them. You know, a lot of times that could mean it, so I'm not sure about that. Now, one other thing. Like what you call him, Tenzin, he said, we got to go for reinforcement, we got to take our time. Amon is taking over. Amon's just going to have the city. That's period. That's it, period. Amon is taking over. He's got the power right now. But they're calling in for reinforcement, which I think was Iroh, or I don't know, or some, maybe it should have been Iroh, but I don't know if they got more reinforcement they're bringing in. But anyway, what you call them? They're gonna have to lay low for a minute. Korra and Tenzin is gonna lay low, but that's what that's gonna do is, like I said, settle for the next episode, because Korra is going to have to learn airbending in that amount of time. However long that she's going to have to learn airbending. Period. You see, she's getting tossed around by these equalists and whatnot. If she knew airbending, that wouldn't even happen. That's going to be her trump card against what you call it, MangaMiyn, because she'll be able to float, you know, move out of his way, dodge. You know what I'm saying? But on the ground, which she's going to have to be on, you know, for the most part, without airbending, she can't take a mind. She's going to have to learn airbending. Not only that, she's going to have to enter the avatar state. I don't know if she's going to have to be that powerful to be the mind, because the mind can't even bend. But she's going to have to learn how to, you know, use at least enter the spirit world or something. So that's what that time off is going to do. Give her time to train. So that's what I think that's why I like this episode, because that's going to give her time to train and actually come back and actually be the avatar, like a real avatar. You know what I'm saying? One last thing before I finish this off. Did you notice that Tenzin is the only master airbender on the planet, right? But if I'm not mistaken, Aang has, what, 3 sons? So what I'm guessing is one of the sons can't bend at all, and the other one must be a waterbender. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because the mom and the dad's, because the mom and the dad's a waterbender and the airbender. What you call it, Mako and Bolin. Mako's firebender and Bolin's an earthbender. So their parents must have been earthbender and the firebender. But anyway, that's what I think happened. They just mixed up. The families mixed up. One's a waterbender, one's a airbender, and one of them might not bend at all. But anyway, go ahead and leave your comment. Let me know what you think. Rate the video and all the other good stuff. Subscribe and all the other good jazz. And I'm out. Peace.